It's comfort without consequence, reward without reflection. It's not a mistake, it's design. Most of us float through life thinking things are fair, that everyone gets a shot, that racism is some fringe relic. Those beliefs exist because we've never been forced to learn otherwise. This blindness doesn't come from ignorance alone, it comes from protection, deliberate insulation. The system makes damn sure we never have to see past our own skin. That is white blindness, the illusion of equality in a rigged game. We don't see the fire because we're standing in the only part of the building that is not burning. We don't recognize systemic racism because we don't endure it. It's not aimed at us. It doesn't stalk our children, target our bodies, or deny us opportunity. Instead, it shields us. Our lives are calibrated for comfort while others are suffocating under the weight of generational injustice. Propaganda feeds this comfort. It shows up in schools and movies, on the news, in the myths we were raised on. Slavery ended in 1865. We had a black president. Bullshit. Slavery didn't end, it evolved. The 13th Amendment legalized it through mass incarceration. As of 2025, over 800,000 people, mostly black and brown, are trapped in U.S. prisons working for cents or for nothing at all. What's worse, we see classism. We see classism because we live it. We know hunger. We know the sting of an empty wallet and an eviction notice. Class war is obvious to us when you're broke. We don't hesitate to curse the billionaires and the CEOs, but when someone points out that racism intersects with that same class war, hits black and brown folks harder, we shut down. We question it. We demand proof. We act like race is an afterthought instead of a driving force. Fact. Black Americans are 5 times more likely to be incarcerated than white folks. Students who are black are 3 times more likely to be suspended. And the wealth gap, still staggering. Black families barely hold 1/10 of the wealth of white ones. Even now, in housing, jobs, education, healthcare, every system, every metric, black people they face obstacles white folks are spared. And still, many white folks say, that's not my fault. Maybe not, but here's the truth. You're still benefiting from it. And choosing to ignore it, that is your fault. You're walking through a system that lets you move freely while others are hunted, and you call that normal? Some say, I'm not racist. Well, that's not enough. Being polite doesn't undo a violent system. Not saying slurs doesn't erase redlining, segregation, or police brutality. Silence keeps the machine running. Neutrality is a shield for power. This isn't about guilt. It's about responsibility. You didn't build the system, but you are riding the wave. And if you're not fighting to dismantle it, you are helping to hold it up. White privilege is not about luxury, it's about escape. We get to avoid the worst parts of the system. We don't have to teach our kids how to survive a traffic stop. We aren't assumed guilty before speaking. That's power, even if we didn't ask for it. Use that power to do something. Read, listen, show up, stop centering yourself. Don't wait for someone to educate you. Your black friend is not their responsibility. Go get uncomfortable on purpose. Make mistakes, apologize, learn, grow, then get back in the fight. Angela Davis said, it is not enough to be non-racist. We must be anti-racist. That means action. It means confrontation. It means risking comfort, risking reputation, risking silence. Others risk their lives just walking down the street. Stop pretending it's someone else's problem. Stop treating racism like a ghost story. It's real, it's deadly, and it's baked into every corner of this country. If you benefit from it, you have a duty to fight it. No more hiding, no more passivity, no more comfortable blindness. Tear the damn blindfold off. Either get in the fight or get the hell out of the way. Revolution ain't some pipe dream or slogan on a protest sign. It is survival now. It's been a long time coming, generations deep. I've had this conversation in foxholes, rehab centers, picket lines, prison yards, and kitchen tables with working folks, conservatives, liberals, leftists, hell. Most people don't even label themselves anymore because no matter what they believed in, the system betrayed them all the same. Left them broke, sick, buried in debt, or dead. This system doesn't malfunction. It functions to funnel every resource, every drop of labor, every moment of your life straight into the pockets of a handful of oligarchs. That's not a bug. It's the design. They give us elections, but not democracy. Wages, but not dignity. Laws, but no justice. Rights on paper and cages in practice. Right now in 2025, 3 men control more wealth than half of the U.S. population. Half. While 60% of Americans can't even handle a $500 emergency. Rents are up 30%, wages are stagnant, over 1 million people are homeless, and our life expectancy is dropping. Meanwhile, politicians argue over who deserves health care. And billionaires build bunkers in New Zealand. And every time we rise up, they crush us. Not metaphorically, literally. They murdered Fred Hampton in his sleep. They hounded MLK until a bullet finished what the FBI started. They locked up Assata, sabotaged unions, infiltrated Black Panthers, Occupy, Standing Rock, BLM, all of it. Not because those people were violent, but because they dared to build power outside of the state. They dared to dream collectively. I've heard old guys at the Legion Hall say, we fought for freedom. And I believe them, but we didn't bring it home. We fought to protect corporate interests. We fought in wars that made contractors rich and left our friends in body bags. You come home and what's waiting? VA backlog, no jobs, opioids, a court system that treats you like a disposable nuisance. And they got the nerve to call that freedom. What we've got is a machine, one that chews through human beings and spits out profit. It feeds off of division, black versus white, rural versus urban, citizen versus migrant, man versus woman. Anything to keep us turning on each other instead of looking up at the parasites bleeding us dry. This ain't a red state versus blue state problem. It's a class war, and most of us are losing because we've been told the enemy is our neighbor. You ever read Eugene Debs? He said, while there is a lower class, I am in it. While there is a criminal element, I am of it. That's not just poetry, it is commitment. We're not going to get out of this by voting blue every 4 years or buying a hybrid car. We're not going to be ethical consumers out of genocide. The system's got its boot on our neck and asks us to be civil about it. We know they ain't going to give us power. They have to be made to give it up. That's what revolution is. Not chaos, not blood in the streets. It's mass refusal. It's a general strike. It's workers taking the factories, tenants taking the buildings. It's communities feeding each other, protecting each other, replacing this death cult economy with something human. Liberals want reform, conservatives want a reset, but both of those still assume the system can be saved. I'm here to say it can't. This system is in crisis. It's a burning house, and we're still arguing about whether to call the fire department or paint the walls. I say we build a new house, not for profit, but for people. Angela Davis said, "I am no longer accepting the things I cannot change. I am changing the things I cannot accept." I can't accept children freeze to death while billionaires take tax breaks.
Here's how you can publish your book in less than 30 days. I honestly never thought it could be this easy.
I can't accept another generation crushed by debt, war, and addiction. I can't accept a system that rewards cruelty, punishes kindness, and sells us back our own humanity at a 19% APR. We need revolution. Not tomorrow, not someday, now. Because the longer we wait, the worse it gets. The fire's already started. Question is, are we going to let it consume us? Or are we finally going to rise from it? Because I'm telling you, no one's coming to save us. We're it.